Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late. This happens all the time. I hit the wrong button. I had about 400 of you waiting in there, and I hit the wrong button, and the next thing you know, I accidentally hit dismiss, and I shot it off into a different category and all this other stuff. So sorry about that. Um, Folks, I named today's video The Coming Red Wave of Revenge. And China's next move, because guess what, guys? They're going to be very sneaky. What I'm seeing right now, they're going to be very sneaky. So China is going to make a move. What I see China doing is strategizing and coordinating to make a move on Taiwan. That's just what I see. That's what's playing down. That looks like what's coming down the pipe. And we can't deny it, folks. This looks like the year, not only the red wave revenge, but the year of China. It looks like China is going to make a move. I always said, you know, a lot of people you get on my case about, oh, you said fall determines it all. Well, yeah, I had markers in fall. I have markers in fall, and they didn't happen. And I'm the first one to come out here and tell you, folks, this is going nuclear. They're not going to stop at all. This is not something that's like, oh, we win, hip, hip, hooray. This war can last, if not years, decades. They're going all in. The globalist agenda is very real. And anybody who says, oh, it's conspiracy. Bullshit. I'm going to bring you some articles today talking about the new chip in the hand. So they're going all in. And we have to fight for America. We have to start this at grassroots level. We have to come together. Nobody's going to save us, although I do believe a lot in what Juan O'Savin says. I believe he has very good credibility. I know a lot of you go back and forth with that, but we're going to get into all that today. But first, folks, you can Venmo me D-Rod 1977. If you appreciate what I do, I appreciate you. D-Rod 1977. Got to go through my spill. When the lights go out on Amazon, and my mama's book, The Mexican Mix. It's actually a very good book. They're both good books, and we appreciate all reviews as long as they're honest. If you don't like the book, fucking tell us. We can handle it. But I would like to get to God, there's so much to talk about today, folks. This is going to be a good New Year's broadcast. Keto with Nino. Weight management is a universal struggle. After we turn 20, this struggle becomes much harder. This is because our body's metabolism slows by as much as 4% each decade. This is why I highly recommend Keto with Nino. The amazing powder helped me lose more weight in a shorter period of time than anything I've ever tried. You like how I'm getting that like radio voice? Anything I've ever tried. So much like the keto deal, it can elevate levels of fat-burning ketones and help me make my weight loss easy, which it does, folks. I'm going to get off it for a little bit and get back on. I like to cycle on and off the keto diet. If you want us to help support your weight loss, you'll love Keto with Nino. Get up to 51% off the next 24 hours by clicking down the link below. Click the link below. Oh, boy. Lots to get into today, folks. Lots to get into. I'm looking at China. Like, I know a lot of you go New Year's like, oh, it's going to be a great year. It's going to be. I believe we are going to see a red wave of revenge simultaneous to where China makes a move. Folks, I'm on Spotify, Nino's Corner on Spotify. Etsy is Nino's Corner Store. You can support me by grabbing yourself a tumbler. I got hoodies on there, everything you need for your winter apparel. Folks, please like and share this channel. I think I'm getting shadow banned. Subscribe to my channel, share it out, put it out there. Also, my sister has her own little channel called Patriot Nightcap, so you guys can check that out on YouTube as well. Nino'sCorner.tv is doing really well. I'm going to be having some amazing guests. I think the 99-cent special is still up because my technicians haven't got in yet. So I think it's still going. If you want to go over there and sign up for the monthly deal, 99 cents, folks. 99 cents. So when the techs get in the office, that deal's done. So any minute now, they're going to be in the office. If you want to go over there and get yourself the 99-cent deal, then go right ahead. Folks, I got some good guests coming up. I got some really good guests coming up. I have Cliff High again this week on ninoscorner.tv. I got a 107 update. And folks, send me all questions, okay? All questions you want me to ask Juan to ninoscorner77 at Gmail. ninoscorner77 at Gmail. I got Ohio Brett coming up on ninoscorner.tv, and I got Robert Kennedy Jr., folks. I got Robert Kennedy Jr. Folks, send me questions to ask this man. I have I'm looking forward to a great interview, a great conversation with Robert Kennedy Jr., but I will say I'd like to take questions from the audience. So whatever you want me to ask this man, send him over. Send him right over. Let's get started. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, folks. Ooh, shit. Fuck. Are you guys as frustrated as me? I mean, this is the new year. Every time after the new year, it's like I see those Christmas decorations coming down. I see, it makes me sad. I kind of get this like empty feeling like, damn, man, January, February, March. Those are like my 3 least favorite months of the year. And I often think to myself, it's like a hangover. After coming out of the Christmas holidays, it's like a hangover going into like January, February, March. It's like, dang, I missed the holidays. I felt like a kid again. Everything was happy holidays. Felt really good, cozy. And now it's like, back to the grind. And I know a lot of you feel the same way. And back to the grind, back to the issues facing the world that we're all seeing. I've always said this, folks. It's going to go nuclear. They're stopping at nothing. How many of you saw my Steve Bannon interview? I don't know if some of you saw my Steve Bannon interview. I went on Steve Bannon. He has me on occasionally to talk about the border. And he gave me a nice little endorsement, and a lot of you have been asking me questions about that. Hey, would you ever run for office? Would you ever do anything like that? Not in a rigged system, folks. I have no chance in a rigged system. But as soon as this gets fixed and things look positive again, the dust settles, I don't see why I wouldn't run for a political office. But I'd go big. I'd go grizzly bear style. I'm not going to sit back and do this, maybe I'll run for mayor or Congress. No, I'm going to go big if I ever decide to do that. I go big or go home. As we know, we know what's going on. We know who the Trojan horse is. We know what Biden is. We know we have been fully attacked by China, okay? And the bigger players in all this, and which I want to talk about, what I want to talk to Robert Kennedy is about, is who's really the bigger players behind all of this? Is China just being used as a tool to propel us, to push us into a world war? How is this playing out? Because we all know we're being inundated every day with these. We are the cargo ships, what I'm going to be talking about. The southern border is a disaster, a fucking disaster. It's a disaster, folks. I'm on the border, and I'm telling you now, I have Border Patrol friends that are telling me, man, it's an all-out war. It's an all-out invasion. So we know who Biden is. By his actions, by what he's doing. We see what he's doing. We understand what he's doing. He's a Trojan horse, going down swinging and saying that. But I really feel we are going to be taken right to the brink of death, as Juan O. Saban says. And at a grassroots level, we're going to see the red wave of revenge happening this year. It's going to be happening this year. And listen, I said winter is going to be nuclear, but folks, this is going to go into summer. Or spring, summer, fall, winter. This isn't stopping. When I say nuclear, this is going to escalate. It's just going to keep escalating. The globalists are stopping at nothing. They want all of you fucking tracked. That's what all this is about. At the end of the day, that's what this is about. And some of you, and so many of you are, oh, it's great. Did you get yours? Did you get your Band-Aid? Did you get your card? Fuck out of here, man. The fuck? I stay away from these people. I stay away from them. It's a disease. It's called the sheep disease. It's the sheep disease. Do what you're told. Trust the government. It's the sheep disease. And how many of you are going to get pushed into this shit this year? How many of you? Well, I want to go to concerts. I want to go to restaurants. Oh, well. Please fact check this. Is T-Mobile blocking articles from Gateway Pundit? If you have T-Mobile, will you guys check this out? Because I got this in a text message last night that the T-Mobile is blocking conservative articles like Gateway Pundit. Can you guys check that out? Please check that out. Let me know if that's even true. Any of you that have T-Mobile, see if it's blocking articles from the Gateway Pundit. So I am saying the red wave of revenge is going to be happening this month into the midterms. If the voting system is fixed, I think 2022 going into 2023 is going to be the year of revenge, but China is going to make some desperate big moves, and we can all see it coming. So what's happening in Texas right now? Let's go into Texas first. Texas audit finds 11,000 potential non-citizens registered to vote and other problems. I think it's much more than this. And this is just a few counties that they canvassed. So voting irregularities. Including potential thousands of votes cast by non-citizens and the dead, were reported during the first phase of the Texas Secretary of State's forensic audit of the 2020 general election, but critics deemed it more of a risk-limiting audit at this point. The Texas Secretary of State's official office released its findings on December 31st, but the issues found are not enough to significantly impact 2020 election results of the just four counties involved in the audit. I would say that's a significant deal because 11,000 potential non-citizens, you shouldn't have fucking one. 11,000 potential non-citizens registered to vote and other problems, even the dead voting. How is that not a problem? How is that not a fucking problem? Oh, just turn a blind eye. It's no big deal. He won Texas anyway. I say audit the fuck out of El Paso. Audit El Paso. Audit all these counties in Texas. All of them. Statewide, a total of 11,737 potential non-U.S. citizens were identified as being registered to vote. Of these, 327 records were identified in Collin County, 1,385 in Dallas County, 3,063 in Harris County, and 708 in Tarrant County. Oh, just small mistakes. No, little glitches. No big deal. No big deal. So far, Dallas County has canceled 1,193 of these records, with Tarrant County canceling one. Neither Collin nor Harris have canceled any potential non-voting records. Since November 2020, 224,585 deceased voters have been removed from the voter rolls in Texas. Harris County removed 23,914 deceased voters, and Tarrant County removed 13,955 deceased voters. Let me guess, they're all Democrat. They're all Democrat. But yeah, that's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Let's just move on. Let's just move on to 2022 and 2024. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. And the censorship continues. Twitter permanently suspends Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, her account has been suspended on Twitter or permanently. Why don't they just say what it is? You've been expelled. like I used to get in school. I used to live in the principal's office. I had my own desk in the principal's office. But let's just call it what it is. You're expelled from Twitter. Good job. I don't know how I have not yet been. I don't understand it. But what I've learned to do with my accounts is my Twitter, I put just like fluff on there. Like I do on YouTube, I do fluff. Nino's Corner.tv is where all my fringe content goes and my interviews. But fluff goes on Twitter. You know, I can put some stuff on Getter, but it's like, Getter's like, I got like 13,000 people on there, 12,500. It's like not enough for me to really, it doesn't motivate me to go on there. Twitter on Sunday suspended the personal account of Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican out of Georgia, and claimed she was posting false information. A congresswoman, false information, referring to the boogeyman. Now you all know what the boogeyman is. We permanently suspended. That's like a nice way to put it. Permanent suspension. Marjorie Taylor Greene for repeating violations of our boogeyman misinformation policy, a Twitter spokesman said in a statement to news outlets. You're not allowed to have an opinion. Is this really what science is? It's what the government says. It's what the government deems true. I saw this stupid meme on by some liberal that posted it, and it was showing doctors in lab coats, and it was like science, and then science to conspiracy theorists, and it showed like a conspiracy theorist like looking up shit on their fucking iPhone. Like, if just trust the government. If you do your own research, you're an idiot. You're a conspiracy theorist. Don't do your own research. Trust the government. They know what's best for you. These fucking morons. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene's account is suspended. I guess she's going to be on Getter. That's why I said, folks, like on Twitter, I put just fluff on there, just random shit, talking about my sobriety, things like that. But on Getter or on Nino's Corner.tv, that's my safe space. That's where David can go ham. Over the holidays, over 2,200 flights canceled Sunday amid boogeyman staffing issues and a snowstorm. So more than 2,000 flights have been canceled on Sunday, the day after New Year's, amid staffing shortages and poor weather conditions in some parts of the United States. I think it's more staffing shortages. Why? Because they don't want this. It's more people than you think, folks. That's why they're pushing all this fucking propaganda on television. And folks, do your own research on this. How much are the states individually? How much is each state getting from the CDC? How much are they getting? Money. How much to keep pushing this shit? You walk into a fucking Walgreens and all you hear is keep 6 feet apart, keep 6 feet apart, get your boogeyman, and that's all you hear over the intercom. It's programming, it's conditioning, and the dumb people that don't know what's going on listen to it and they, okay, I need to stay 6 feet apart. I need to go and get this. It is safe for other people. It is what I need to do. I need to kill myself. Okay, now I need to kill myself. Which let's be honest. So some 2,233 flights have been canceled within, into, or out of the United States as of Sunday morning, according to tracking website FlightAware. Meanwhile, about 3,000 delays have been reported. The website data shows. This is why they will go after. Okay, and this is important. So the staffing shortages, this and that, they're going to push us even more, folks. They're going to push us to the edge. They're going to push us right to the edge. And this is why I say they're going to go after this year. I expect them, if we don't fight back, I expect them to go after domestic air travel for this and interstate travel. So that's their goal. They want to make it impossible for you to live your fucking life. They're going to make it impossible to live your life to where you get pressured into the boogeyman. And they're stopping at nothing. Do you know how much money these networks, this mainstream media is getting? How much funding they're getting just to propel this shit, to keep pushing the propaganda? to keep pushing this insanity. Insanity. Pentagon approves new courtroom at Guantanamo Bay. So, and Juan always tells me to stress this to you all, is that Biden and all his president power cannot stop the building of an extra courtroom in Gitmo. So as things are going for the globalists, I believe the White Hats are making moves. And I think this is one of them. He still can't stop it. Nancy can't stop it. Biden can't stop it. They can't stop what I believe is coming, which is military tribunals. Close Gitmo. Close it. If you're in power, if you're truly in power, close it. Close it. Pelosi, close it. The Department of Defense is constructing a new courtroom for war crime trials in Guantanamo, which will not allow the public inside the chamber. And this is from the New York Times. Not that that has any credibility. The courtroom, the second of the military base, will also allow 2 military judges to preside over separate proceedings simultaneously. So it looks like they're going to try to get these over quick. In larger cases, such as trials of 5 men accused of planning the terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001, the hearings would take place in the currently existing chamber that is accessible by the public via a gallery. The new chamber, which costs about $4 million, would be used for smaller cases. A gallery is not included in the new chamber, which the Pentagon said was due to the additional costs involved, meaning the people need a secret clearance in order to enter this. So this is happening. Someone says down here, Gitmo getting ready to try Patriots. Folks, I sure fucking hope not. I hope not. Oh, boy. But I got to pay attention to everything that's happening, and I bring it to you. Second, but there's too many things, folks, that are happening that you got to pay attention to. That's like, if there was not White Hats making moves, none of this shit would be happening. Second CNN producer under criminal investigation involving potential juvenile victims. Rick Selby resigned earlier this month as a senior producer of The Lead with Jake Tapper. Fairfax County Police Department confirmed to Fox News Digital a criminal investigation has been launched into serious allegations involving potential juvenile victims, and that detectives assigned to the Child Exploitation Squad of Major Crimes Bureau are leading the investigation. So we're seeing a lot of people at CNN stepping down, going away for a while. Like I've said, folks, why would this be happening? Why is this happening? Something has to be happening behind the scenes, folks. It has to be. The Maxwell trial is more proof. Something's happening. Something is happening. How am I doing, folks? Am I doing all right? Am I doing okay? This is taxing sometimes. Federal judge to order unsealing of Epstein docs from 2009. Federal judges Wednesday ordered a 2009 settlement agreement related to Jeffrey Epstein be revealed to the public. The settlement agreement, which was signed by Epstein and Virginia Giuffre, whatever, has been kept confidential and under a protective order by the court, reported Law and Crime. Prince Andrew claims the settlement agreement signed by Epstein and Giuffre prohibits any civil lawsuit, according to Law and Crime. Alan Dershowitz, who also claimed the deal, prohibits civil claims against him. Ghislaine Maxwell could cooperate after guilty verdict and flip on Jeffrey Epstein's powerful accomplices, legal experts say. Ghislaine Maxwell faces the prospect of dying behind bars following her conviction of sex trafficking charges unless the feds are convinced she can be trusted to spill the beans on all the crimes she saw while in Jeffrey Epstein's orbit, expert told the Daily News Thursday. The 60-year-old British socialite was found guilty in Manhattan federal court on 5 counts, carrying the maximum sentence of 65 years in prison for grooming underage victims of Jeffrey Epstein for a decade. Experts said her only shot at reducing her prison term, aside from a successful appeal, would be fully cooperating with federal prosecutors by coming clean about all the crimes she committed, as well as committed by other powerful players in Epstein's orbit. And that's only if prosecutors decide to believe her. I think this is going to happen. A lot of people disagree. I also have some speculations out there like not so much did Epstein kill himself, but could he still be alive? Could he still be alive and being interrogated because he was that important? Do you think someone that important in a case like this, they would just, looks like he jumped off his bed with a fucking sheet around his neck and killed himself. I don't even know how he killed himself. That's what I'm guessing. But I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me. I think he's that important. And my opinion is I think he's off somewhere giving up names. That's what I think's happening. My opinion. What do you guys think about that? Prince Andrew's lawyers hold emergency meetings over Ghislaine Maxwell's verdict. Amid royal fears, she will name names to reduce her jail term. Having emergency meetings about the little children? Emergency meetings. The wheels of justice grind slow, folks. I'm in this for the long run. This is like a race against time. I think we're in a race against 2024. They're going to be trying to fix the voting irregularities. They're going to be more sex crimes coming out. We got Durham. There's a lot of things happening at the same time. The globalists are pushing forward with what they're doing. There's a lot of things happening. I'm commentating the greatest war on earth. It's amazing. Although I'm stressed out half the time and I'm frustrated and pissed off, especially with China. China's going to be very sneaky, and I'm going to get into China right now. Okay, so let's talk about China in a second. Missouri's boogeyman state of emergency expires after governor decides against extension. So Missouri's boogeyman-related state of emergency expired on Friday after Governor Mike Parson decided against extending the designation. Parson, a Republican, first declared a state of emergency due to COVID. Boogeyman on March 13th, 2020. Parson said he opted out not to extend the state of emergency because of the boogeyman because they're helping people. It's like everyone has to go with this narrative. They're too scared to step away from it because they'll be looked at as a kook. They'll be looked at as crazy. You better believe the government science. Fuck, man. And here's where things are going to get wonky, I believe. Omicron. Fake boogeyman card business is booming. And this is what the article says. First of all, this is terrible. And if it's not a crime, it should be. This is obviously a liberal syndicate. The cards are going around $250, $50 a pop more than they were going back in September. So that means demand is high. So people are getting these fake cards. We're told thousands of people are hawking fake boogeyman cards. It's pretty shocking. I'd like to know. I should have found out who this writer is for this liberal fucking bullshit. The folks studying the surge of the fake cards tell us the price of the bogus cards will continue to rise as Omicron spreads, as people's need to prove they're this. And the holidays are accounting for increased sales. This is why I say this will lead to the mark of the beast. This is why. This will be the perfect crisis for the government. There's too many fake cards. We better put a permanent mark in people so that way we can separate them from the fakes. You think I'm crazy? I'm going to read you this next article. Think I'm crazy? Think I'm making this up? Pay attention. Boogeyman microchip developer says there's no stopping the rollout, whether we like it or not, that this is coming. You're going to get chipped. A Swedish startup tech company, has invented a scannable microchip that is implanted in people's arms and can display your boogeyman status. The digital implant is designed to be embedded into people's arms so your boogeyman passport pops up when scanned. Over my dead body. I'd rather go with God than go with this shit, man. The invention received a lot of attention when first announced, with some describing it as invasive. One Twitter user argued, "Look, I'm pro boogeyman as anyone around, and I'm pro boogeyman passport on a voluntary basis only. But this should fuck this guy seriously anyway. But this just plays into the narrative that they want to track you to the conspiracy theorist. See, the main tool here to convince idiots like this is the media. All the media is owned by the globalists, folks. So they're going to push their narrative. And you're going to have idiots like this guy writing articles like this to other idiots that read them in the liberal community. And they're going to be like, ooh, probably a good idea to get it because, there's just so many fake ones going around, and that's bad for our health. We're never going to stop this. We're never going to go back to normal. We're never going to go back to normal if we don't get chipped. We need to get chipped. Fuck these people. Slowing down the evolutionary process of humanity for us, folks. Now let's get to China. China warning. Tying together their exclusive use of tests on EMP missiles, the launching of their own GP system, and their expertise dollars spent in radar jamming. This is where all their money's going. China now has first strike capability to melt U.S. power grids with electromagnetic pulse weapons. China has first strike capability to melt U.S. power grid with electromagnetic pulse weapons. I guess Trump's not so crazy now for talking about Space Force, is he? I guess it's just not so crazy, is it? Last week, the EMP Task Force on National and Homeland Security issued a scary report on China's ability to conduct an electromagnetic pulse attack on the United States. The key takeaway here, according to Dr. Peter Pry, executive director of the task force, is that China now has super EMP weapons, knows how to protect itself against an EMP attack, and has developed protocols to conduct a first strike attack, even as they deny they would ever do so. Of course they're going to deny it. No, we'd never do that. No. You guys are crazy. The battle between China and the U.S. over GPS supremacy is being built in Colorado. So in Colorado, the past November, a fourth satellite is in the updated U.S. global positioning system lifted off from Cape Canaveral, Florida. It, like the previous three satellites in the new system, was built by Lockheed Martin in Denver, like all previous GPS satellites. It is now controlled from Schriever Air Force Base in Colorado Springs and piloted by U.S. Space Force Guardians. Back in June, China launched its final satellite in its GPS competitor, Beidou. The Chinese system currently has about the same number of satellites as GPS and is touted by Chinese state-run media as providing more stable and reliable services, as well as an alternative to the U.S.-owned Global Positioning System, GPS, for global users. So now they're trying to beat us even at that, and they're going to try to control the whole GPS system, I guess. As U.S. military goes woke, China is believed to be hiding missiles. Now, folks, this is crazy. I'd like a lot of you to fact check this, research this, look into this, because this is something that's got my attention. Now, do I believe it's true? I don't know if it's true. You guys do your own investigative research on this stuff. We all do this together. U.S. military goes woke, and China is believed to be hiding missiles in shipping containers for Trojan horse attacks. I don't put it past them. I know they can be very sneaky. So Beijing, as Joe Biden concerns himself with putting Americans who refuse to get this, that's all our focus right now is this. We're inundated with this bullshit. And if you don't get it, you're going to get out of work. So China, along with Russia and Iran, are now on the move, with some military analysts believing Beijing may have more than cheap rubber dog shit. Sorry, shameless Top Gun reference. Inside those container ships now sitting off the coast of California. So they're saying there could be missiles on those container ships. Like I said, folks, do your own research, fact check this, but we don't know, do we? We really don't know with how heated the world is today. We don't know. Experts believe that China may be secretly developing a Trojan horse-style missiles secreted within shipping containers that would be released on enemy ports. Which brings me to Taiwan. The world is dangerously dependent on Taiwan's semiconductors, and this is really what China wants to go after. They want to take over the manufacturing of these semiconductors, these chips, because America is dependent on that. I think Taiwan makes over 50% of them. So as China pushes the world to avoid official dealings with Taiwan, leaders across the globe are realizing just how dependent they become on the island's democracy. Taiwan, which China regards as a province, is being courted for its capacity to make leading-edge computer chips. That's mostly down to Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, the world's largest foundry and go-to producer of chips for Apple Inc., smartphones, artificial intelligence, and high-performance computing. So China wants this. Taiwan's role in the world economy largely existed below the radar until it came to recent prominence as the auto industry suffered shortfalls in chips used for everything from parking sensors to reduced emissions. With car makers, including Germany's Volkswagen AG, Ford Motor Company of the U.S., and Japan's Toyota Motor Company, forced to halt production and idle plants, Taiwan's importance has suddenly become too big to ignore. U.S., European, and Japanese automakers are lobbying their governments for help, with Taiwan and TSMC being asked to step in. Chancellor Angela Merkel and President Emmanuel Macron discussed the potential for shortages last year and agreed on the need to accelerate Europe's push to develop its own chip industry, according to the French official with knowledge of the matter. This is very important for China, folks. Very important. Remember, this has to be done delicately. Everything that's going on in America right now, we cannot have civil unrest. We cannot have civil war. Why? Because if that happens, folks, it's over. It's a wrap. That's what they want. This is a delicate process, and that's why I believe Trump didn't sign the Insurrection Act, and we didn't go that route, because this is so delicate of a procedure of a war game. It's very delicate. Everything's on the line, folks. This is Casino Royale. Everything is on the line, and I'm just as frustrated as any of you. Believe me, I don't have to do this, but it's become something I do every day or every other day. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 a.m. I'm always a bit late. 34% of Americans say violence against government is justified. And this is a poll. A third of Americans say violence against the government is sometimes justified, a shocking new poll revealed on Saturday. The percentage of people with that view compared to previous years increased significantly, according to the poll published by the Washington Post University of Maryland survey. Pretty crazy times we're living in, folks. Pretty crazy times we're living in. In What the Fuck news, got to do my What the Fuck segment. Liberal karma. Let's just call it liberal karma. Terrified Beverly Hills residents flock to buy guns from city's only firearm store in L.A. Oh, you fucking people. I mean, you're something. As L.A. crime soars, think to the woke DA's policies. Beverly Hills guns have been upscale. Okay, so Beverly Hills Guns has seen upscale residents from Santa Monica to the Hollywood Hills increasingly buying guns amid a rise in the crime. And I'm sure they know how to use them, right? I'm so sure they know how to use them. Many are self-declared progressives who's never held a gun before, but who've been spooked by soaring crimes in their ritzy neighborhoods. Some have also discussed more elaborate security measures, such as armored cars, safe rooms, and bulletproof glass. Hollywood's violent crime rate is up 25% over last year, with homicide rate doubling and shootings up 54.2% over the last year. The city has been plagued by a rash and slash and grab lootings that first began with after Black Lives Matter protests ended with a riot on Rodeo Drive. More recently, a man taking out his garbage on Thursday was attacked by 4 or 5 suspects, and his disabled son was zip-tied as they ransacked his home. This is crazy. So Beverly Hills has now hired 2 private security firms to patrol neighborhoods alongside the police. Residents are also forming their own patrol groups as District Attorney George Gascon faces another recall effort for the rise in crime. This is all engineered. How do you guys like my Gillies hat? It's I have a buddy doing a hopefully going to land a movie for Gillies. If you guys know anything about Gillies, that was the Urban Cowboys bar. Gillies, it's in Texas, in Houston, Texas, and I think it would make a good story. If you know the backstory on Gillies, it's absolutely insanity. It's crazy. The story itself about Gillies is definitely worth a movie. That's all I'm going to say. All right, folks, I'm going to take some questions. I have some questions here. It's been a while. I'm going to start the new year off with some questions. Champ, and these are just random questions that I get from my emails. Champ, word is that Jake Paul and Tyrone Woodley fight was rigged. Video shows him showing the right hand before he landed it. Jake Paul is nothing but a fraud, in my opinion. Thoughts on the credibility of this fight, please? I respect your opinion. It wasn't rigged. The only thing, Jake Paul, they're handpicking his opponents. They're cherry-picking his opponents. MMA guys cannot fight in the boxing ring, folks. Sorry. Boxing is a science in itself. Jake Paul actually has real trainers, and I know a few of them, and they're good boxing trainers. They're good. So he's actually learning how to box a little bit, and he's learning to, and he has a pretty damn good right hand. So he knocked out Tyrone Woodley. He didn't show him the right hand and then hit him. He dropped him like a sack of taters. Like a sack of taters. Was not rigged. I know about this shit. That fight was not rigged. That was a damn good fucking right hand. And I know what those right hands feel like. Nino, thank you for being such a great patriot. We had a chance to see you in Phoenix, but decided not to bother you during your dinner. Do you welcome fans, or would you rather not be approached? Folks, I don't call you guys fans. I call us all family. I'm not going to even go that route with the fan bullshit. If I'm eating dinner and I look like I'm enjoying it, wait till after dinner. But I welcome everybody. I'm not a dick. I'm not an asshole. I welcome everybody. Nino, you keep saying nuclear winter. So far, the fall has been horrific for many Americans. I myself have lost my job due to this. I am now living back home with my mother. I'm humiliated. I just want my life back. Please tell me how much worse we could expect this to get. Much worse. Much worse. This is war. This is what war looks like in 2021, 2022. And like I said, this could last years or decades. This has to happen from a grassroots movement. Yes, we have a Trojan horse in office. We have been successfully infiltrated. And I believe that. Now, I have to say on here, that's my opinion. I don't want to get in trouble. But that's how I see it. And as China's building their military, and I'm going to get ready to struck Taiwan any day now, they're destroying our military. They're getting everybody these. America is down on one knee, maybe both knees. And they're getting ready to behead us. And they're just waiting for the right opportunity, the right time. And believe me when I tell you, if they succeed, we will be a communist country. And we will fall into the globalist agenda if they succeed. That's how fucking important this is. That's why you need to wake the fuck up before we're all living in China. This is not a joke. This is real. And all of you on your fucking Instagram, ooh, look at me, playing with my hair, listening to me, reciting fucking songs. You're dumbed down. That's why they're doing this, because you're so fucking stupid. Because all you care about is your narcissistic bullshit. On Instagram, ooh, how many followers do I have? Fucking who cares? Start researching. Start doing homework. Understand. Oh, Monday Night Football. The Dallas Cowboys. I love the Dallas Cowboys as much as anybody out here, but I don't fucking care if they win or lose. I don't care. Doesn't do anything to my day. I don't sit around all day wearing a fucking jersey wondering if the Cowboys are going to win or not. I know something bigger is on the horizon. There is no time. There's no time, folks. Either wake up or we're done. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting with sweaty armpits. See you Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. Sorry I'm a little late every time.